Welcome back to GotFragTV's live coverage of the Winter CPL 2006 Championships. I'm Vince Oliverio here with Trevor Schmidt. And Trevor, we had a little bit of problems there, but we've gotten them worked out.
Yeah, I mean, again, the cast going down. It's been 5 days here at the event. Something's got to go wrong, and we're back on air. We're ready to go. Hope you guys join us. Tell all your friends to get back on the cast, because guess what? The best place to watch is right here. You just saw nobody's in the seats. You want to know why? Because they're all watching the stage over there. It has us on it. We thank you for being over there. Give yourself a hand for going over there, and we thank you for watching us. Let's get underway. What's up?
Well, yeah, we interrupted that roundtable there, and you guys will be able to check that out later. Remember, everything we say on there about player contracts, total speculation. So don't take anything for fact there. You know, we're just guessing on all that stuff. Let's talk about the key points to this finals match here. You can see on the screen the three of them there. Element, Forest, the two top players for each of these teams, Clash of the Titans. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, these are the two best players for each of their teams. They're going to be absolutely crucial to their team's successes, and we've actually got a graphic ready about breaking those two players down against each other. They're going to be the key to this game. Forrest right there in the pink hat in the background. We got their stats right here. So career stats on GameSense, .993 FPR for Forrest. Element a tad bit below that, .927. Forrest has also got him beat on plus-minus, but here's where it starts to get interesting. Dar is in favor of Element by about 6 percentage points right there, by 6 points there. That is Dar's damage average per round, so the amount of damage you do in a round. Element's doing a little more damage per round. But as we move further down, Forrest, again, .31 domination stat against .027 domination stat. Now, domination stat is basically the number of frags you get in a round. So you get bonuses for getting more frags in a round. So say, for example, you get an ace round, or you get 4 frags in a round, or 3 frags in a round. That's worth more than just getting 1 frag in a round. So basically what that says is Forrest is a more dominating fragger in picking up multiple frag rounds and really helps his team. Why don't you go over the last two for us?
Frags a match. You know, this is another extremely important statistic right here. You can see that Forrest has just under 30 frags a match. I mean, that's insane. That's an average of almost 15 per side, and that's such a huge statistic. I mean, you need the frags. You need frags in matches. It's not just planting the bomb. And then take a look versus each other. Very even here, Trevor. Forrest has the advantage by just 1 frag. And what this means is, you know, who's killed who more when they've played each other.
Yeah, so actually when they face each other in matches, how many times the one person has killed the other guy. And so very even statistics right there. Let's go back to our key points. We had 2 more left to cover. A great job on breakdown right there of those 2 players head-to-head. And the other key points, why don't you keep going for us?
Well, can they handle the pressure? You know, this is the finals match, 30 grand on the line here. The loser goes home second place, a lot less money. I mean, it's still a pretty good chunk there. But, you know, that's a lot of pressure to be under. You talked about this before, how you're shaken during a match like this with all kinds of people watching you. Speak to that point just a little bit.
Yeah, and I think also another point on this, too, is we spoke of Element. Element is the only real player who's been in a CPL final before. Obviously, some of these guys have been finals other places, but CPL is a different atmosphere. This is the biggest event of the season. Everybody looks forward to this event. It's got the biggest brand name. It's the biggest event. So the pressure is going to be more on these teams. We had Complexity 3D play to a triple overtime earlier. We talked about in that triple overtime, your hand starts to shake. You start to get really, conscientious of everything that's going on. You don't want to make a mistake. Well, that's going to be the same way it is for this entire match. So that triple overtime, that's going to be the way these guys are for this entire thing, all 3 maps. So it's going to be important for these guys to keep their momentum, keep their composure, and I think a guy like Element may give MyM a chance here to keep this thing close and keep this a very good match just by his leadership. So go on to the next one there.
The last one is the key is to win your map. Now, this is something we've seen Fnatic has done a very good job of kind of defeating this last point. A team will pick their best map, and then you expect that team to win that map. But Fnatic, we saw them 2 straight Dust 2s dominate teams on there that pick that particular map, and that's so key. If you can knock a team off their momentum by beating them on the map they choose, then you have just your map remaining, and it makes it much easier.
Yeah, again, it's very important. We've seen the first map is going to be Train. Fnatic has picked Train. We saw how amazing DSN's op has been on that map. We've got tons of highlights of that. We're actually going to get a chance to show you a top 10 list later, which is going to be amazing. But first, we're going to go to our player spotlight. We're going to get a chance to see one of our guys here. Hold on a sec. There's Element. There's one of them. We were just talking about Element and his boys, MYM, have picked Mill as their map, so we're going to get a chance to see Mill in a final. I know there's a few people out there. Yeah, there's a few people out there that would be just smiling themselves. The guys who designed Mill saying, actually getting to see this in a finals map, so they're going to be pretty happy about that. The tiebreaker is Dust 2. We'll talk more about that if it comes to that. But again, train for Fnatic. MYM picks Mill. They got to win their own maps, and they got to do it. I think they've got to do it convincingly. They got to show the other team that we picked this map for a reason. We can beat you, and we can beat you hard on it. And Fnatic, like you said, they've been notorious for beating the other team on their map and moving on. So both teams need to win their own maps.
You know, just speaking to Mill just a little bit here, this is the first time we've seen a lot of European teams. Well, first of all, you know, group play, they get to choose the matches after that second round. European teams have consistently chosen Mill here throughout this tournament, and maybe that speaks a little bit to what you said before about how maybe those teams are starting to get more comfortable.
I do think they're a lot more comfortable on Mill. I said 2-3 years ago, they would never see this. Absolutely never. They would be appalled at the idea of playing Mill in a final. But you know what? Not only are they not appalled, one is actually choosing it out of the maps that they have available to them. So we're going to get to see that. I'm looking forward to it. Again, that map was created specifically for professional play, and we'll see how well it does play. It's such a back-and-forth map. It should be a great match, even though it is MYM's map. So, again, getting into it here, see a chance there to see Element in the player spotlight. Why don't you go over some stuff for us right here?
Well, before we continue talking about the match.
Actually, wait, hold on a sec. Let's do a quick little roster rundown. Element in the middle. Again, the players for MYM here. And then we can go over to the other ones here quickly for Fnatic. We'll go down those also. The ones to keep your eye on. Again, pink hat is Forest. Right in front of us is DSN. Temple is on the second half. And then on the far side down there is Archie and Karn in the middle. So Archie has been playing pretty well for him, too. We want to keep an eye on him. So go ahead.
Yeah, so before we get started here, we are about to go live on the first map, which will be Train. Just want to give a big shout-out to Pizza Hut. They've been keeping us fed. You can go check out this match in the booth if there's no room over there.
Oh, yeah, they've got some amazing couches. If you haven't gotten one of those, I bet you had to get up about 2 hours before this match, 3 hours before this match, and grab one of those because those are great cushions over there. So go check that out. Also, we've got that BYOC over there, locking it down as they've got the whole stage area with everybody over there, and we're thanking those people for coming up.
Yeah, we are. The players are getting ready, but while we're going here, let's just give a big shout-out to Steel Series. They hooked us up with some gear to help us, kind of bring you the coverage here. Game Reel, we haven't really talked about them very much, but
and we also want to talk to that real quick. Oh, just
too
a little late.
We're going live here in the
Esports
finals
Magazine,
match,
check that out. Make sure you've heard about that. And we're going to go right into the matches. The two teams have lived up. We have got MYM on the offensive side, Fnatic on the defensive side. What do you think is going to happen here in this pistol round?
Well, Fnatic has consistently lost pistol rounds throughout this tournament. So I think MYM has a good chance to get out here early and maybe take it to Fnatic. Let's see what will happen. But again, Fnatic has, on the other hand, come back and won the second round after losing the pistol several times. It'll be interesting to see. Well, I bet Fnatic will purchase Deagles if they lose this round. So let's take a look. Element is the guy on your screen. Bomb right now in the hands of Rio, who's behind him. It's going to be a rush inside. Take a look and see what happens. Forrest consistently starting things off here. Fnatic is going to go to work with 3 big frags on the entry.
Yeah, so this really shut down that rush. They're going to get a plan here, though. But Forrest is going to go finish him off. Now he's going to go looking for some more as his teammates come to help defuse.
There's Karn.
And Karn finishing it up for him. So nice job.
So Fnatic actually gets the pistol there, but the important plant for MYM, 3 big frags for Forrest there in that round. But that plant could enable them to buy early.
Yeah, so MYM will look to see if they can buy, and we get an instant replay right off the bat here as they came down the low ramp, tried to get the plant, they did, and Forrest came in, taking that out, and was able to help win that round for his team with, like you said, 3 big frags. And again, Forrest setting the tempo early. We talked about how he's the key player for Fnatic, their top fragger. Well, he's off to a good start, and that spells real good news for the Fnatic members.
Looks like it's going to be a simple outside rush for MYM, and Fnatic's not even going to allow a frag here for MYM. How important is that?
If we have the rules for Counter-Strike, let's go over those real quick. I know there's a lot of people who have never seen Counter-Strike before that may be watching us here in the finals. Again, 5-on-5 play. Both teams have 5 players, similar to the NBA basketball. Again, none of the players can see each other. They don't know where each other's at on the map. It's not like basketball where you can see the opposing team. The idea is you have to communicate with your teammates, tell each other where they're at, visual, audio cues, let each other know, and then try to predict the other team's movements, react to their strategies. Again, like you said, early plant here by MYM in the first round is now allowing them to come back here in this second round or in this third round and buy early. They've got the AKs, the assault rifles, and that the cost of that has been helped out by the fact that they did plant that bomb, that extra $800.
You know, I'm taking a look here at the defensive setup.
Oh.
Look at Forrest, 2 big frags, headshots, both of them. So he's really set the pace inside, shutting that bomb site down. Looks like Zion's the only one with the he's with the bomb, and Element's on the other side of the map. So
He's
right
going
now
to flank a
it's
guy right
3-on-2.
here.
Let's see what happens here outside. You can
There
see
it is.
Zion dropping around. That's Element by the 5 train on the outside.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Element flanking right there, able to get one, and that really turned this round as Zion's going to pick up another, and it's going to put DSN in a 2-on-1.
Yeah, this was a 3-on-2 situation for Fnatic, and they just blew that round. And finally, the Terrorists are going to pick it up here, 2-1. Element, a big-time flank over by the alleyway, really turned that round around for those guys.
Yeah, interesting play right there. MYM trying to go into the inner bomb site again, and Forrest steps up, takes out 2 guys, and really shuts that down. I don't know what the plan was there. It sounded like maybe it was a fake for MYM, but Forrest destroyed that because Element, their key player, was on the other side of the map at the alley. So for some reason, they were able to rotate in and go back. Forrest really destroyed that round, but I don't really know what the original plan was for MYM because that was a really spread out strat by them. They're lucky to pull that round out.
Fnatic is going to be forced to save after losing that third round there, so they will have just USPs. You can see MYM smartly holding back all of them inside those halls right now. We call them the white halls there, and you can see on the overhead just kind of all clustered together, an AWP up there on the ledge. You can see that. Looks like MYM is going to try and work inside, and it would be a smart play right now.
DSN is right behind that box out in front of him, so he may get a couple here. We'll see what happens.
Let's see if MYM is smart enough to check the spots, and they are. PRB. We saw some sloppy play early in the tournament, teams not checking spots, but it looks like a big TK there is going to seriously hurt the money situation inside for Fnatic.
That's another error by Fnatic. They had a guy crater early on in one of the early rounds, in one of the save rounds, and now they've got a TK here. So Fnatic has already made 2 mistakes in this map. That hurts especially because you lose $3,300 for TKing a teammate. So there's this money system going on in the background here. You get $3,200 for winning, or $3,500, for winning roughly, and you get $1,400 for losing. So if you kill your own teammate, you lose $3,300. That's a big chunk of change, especially when you consider the fact that you got to buy guns. The AK is worth $2,500, and the M4 is worth $3,200. So those weapons make it very difficult to have weapons and be able to successfully defend or attack if you're doing things like TKing your teammates or losing rounds consistently.
Yeah, so let's take a look at Fnatic here. They will be saving yet again. Remember, they won the first 2 rounds, but they've lost the last 2. So score tied 2-2. You can see on the scoreboard there. And right now, again, this is a good save strategy for MYM. I like how they hold back. They are not going to allow anyone to rush. They are going to drop down the ladder, but you can see Karn is going to be waiting for them here. It's going to be tough to get a frag with that USP, as you can see. MYM going to work back inside. Smart kind of hiding from that right now, and they're going to get the first frag there as they make their way in. That's Element starting things off.
Yeah, save round right here, and Fnatic reacting to this lower push by MYM. It looks like they're going to get in here and get a plant on this save round. Archie, they're hiding, hoping somebody will push up, but you know what? Grain's going to welcome him to the match, and it looks like the guys here for MYM are going to clean this up.
Nice
3-2 score now in favor of MYM as they come back. That early buy has paid off well. Like we talked about, they got the plant in the first round, so it wasn't a total loss. They came back in the third round and bought, and now they've won 3 straight as they take the lead from Fnatic, and the game is starting to turn here on Fnatic. They need to start getting, I believe, an op in the hands of DSN. We've seen him earlier in this tournament absolutely become a human highlight reel on train with that AWP, so they need to get him one soon.
You know, DSN is used to playing inside, and right now Tentpole is the guy inside for Fnatic. Some spam. Karn looks like he came through below the ladder, some action there. He gets 3 big frags. You can see DSN, and right now Fnatic has a nice strong round so far. Element, the last member alive. The smart thing would be to save here, but I think Tentpole is going to come up on him right here. Let's see what happens. Tentpole gets the best of him with a quick headshot. No match for that.
And I don't know if we saw that on the screen, but DSN killing Element there killing him up above the ladder. But he picked up the op, and Temple did. He's going to give it to DSN, and that's going to allow DSN to get an op like we talked about. So that was, something you may not have seen, but that's a little play inside the game that's going to be important, because as soon as DSN gets that op, he's going to be able to really step it up. And we're already seeing him set up in the lower bomb site all by himself. So that op he picked up could be huge here.
Yeah, let's see. It looks like MYM's going to go inside here. They do have guns. Those AK-47s are going to make their way up. DSN, the sole member inside, joined now by Karn. You can see him back there with that big AWP. He's been very successful with it. Whiffs on a shot right there, and Zion is going to get a kill inside. We should have a successful plant. There it is. He puts it down. Another missed shot there. So DSN not looking so hot today with that AWP.
He's not on, and that's not good for Fnatic. They had Forrest playing well, but they need DSN helping out if they're going to win this.
Oh,
There's one, though.
Lands that nice shot down long. Archie's going to come in, though, on the flank. He's coming from inside. You can see DSN finally doing some work for Fnatic. They're going to get on the bomb. It's a 2-on-1 situation.
Forrest is covering him here.
PRB's up high. PRB takes the guy down, and let's see what happens here.
DSN got the defuse. Yeah,
the defuse in time. Good cover there. You can see that solid play by the guy behind him. That was Forrest. On the instant replay here, DSN, let's take a look at the shots here. But solid cover there is really what made that round happen by Forrest. And we've seen some sloppy cover this tournament, too.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of guys giving up, not protecting the guy that's defusing. And in that situation, Forrest gave up himself to allow DSN to get that defuse. Forrest was underneath the train, came out, made a nice distracting movement, and PRB came out, only saw Forrest, took him out, and then hid. And all that while DSN was defusing, able to get that bomb defused and win the round. So Fnatic retaking the lead 4-3 here as we start to move into this 8th round. Action already underway.
Yeah, MYM is going to be allowed to buy here because of that plant. That plant gave them some extra money even though they lost the round. MYM going to make their way into that lower bomb site here. DSN and Karn, though, are both there. They're going to take one of those guys out. Looks like Juvie was there. Karn up top. You can see him on your screen right now. Has the Colt. And the bomb is going to be planted. It's now a 3-on-2. DSN has to rotate from outside. Real is on the ground. PRB up high, exchanging fire with Karn. He has just 36 health now. They need to get in. It's going to be tough, though, with the positioning of MYM. I think I'm going to give them the edge on this round.
They definitely do, and Real is hiding here. He might get DSN. I think the call has come out to save the weapons. DSN and Karn both falling back right now, and Real is on the hunt. Well, he slowed down, so it looks like they're both going to get to save out their weapons. We might see a battle here. Karn is going to get snuck up on by Real here.
And he has low health, so I think he hears him coming. Going to hide out here, and Real gets the best of him. The low health is the reason there that he went down. Not going to be able to save that M4.
The key, though, DSN did stay alive. He's still got that AWP. Again, the AWP is a big weapon. It's a one-shot, one-kill weapon, so it's a very important weapon to have. You normally have one guy who's in charge of playing that position, whether it be like Fraud for Complexity or, for example, DSN for Fnatic. Every team seems to have one good AWP, and if you don't, you have to change your strategies accordingly in order to make up for that. So, again, keeping that op for DSN is a big deal right now.
You can see Fnatic has pushed up inside here. If we can take a look possibly at the overhead. Forrest, there he is. He's right in front of Element here. You can see Element knows he's coming. A nice grenade. Forrest is going to retreat back down, but he runs up, gets the frag, and falls back.
The nice combination here. Fnatic has DSN with that op playing back. Forrest being aggressive right there. So that inner bomb site, they're playing very well with it. But I'm surprised. MYM seems to want to challenge that. I don't know why.
Nice shot by DSN there.
Yeah. I just don't see why MYM continues to press the action there. They should be trying to hit, maybe split the outside bomb site more, and it's causing some issues here because they're running right into DSN, who's starting to get hot here. That op is starting to hit, and they need to go somewhere else if they're going to want to be successful.
And Karn has done a nice job of shutting down the ladder area. It seems like MYM doesn't want to attack the outside, possibly because they saw how well Fnatic played it yesterday on this map. It's such a solid map. It's their choice. We talked about how important it is to win your own map, and I think Fnatic really has the edge on this one. They played so well on train at this tournament. It's going to be so difficult to beat them on it. You see a missed shot there by DSN, but the plant is going to go down. No, it's not. It looks like Forrest and Karn come together. Perfect timing. Denies the plant. Denies the 500 bucks you get a piece. And Nice, smart play by Fnatic.
We talked about this too. DSN and Forest playing with each other. They knew DSN was opping. They can hear that op blasting away from across the map. So what does Forest do? He knows they've got to hide from it. So he sneaks his way up the side there, up that high ramp at the bottom of the screen like he's doing right now, and takes out the guy planting the bomb. Excellent awareness by Forest. That's why he's the best player on this team. That's why he's so amazing. DSN's hitting some amazing shots, but if you're watching this game, Forest is really the one doing a lot of damage. Tempo pushing up right there, takes out one guy. And there's actually two of them there. You can see it. We've got a split rush from MYM right now. It
looks like this was a 2-1-2. 2 to the ladder, 1 middle, 2 to the alleyway, and the guys in the ladder area got shut down by Fnatic outside. You can see right now this is PRB falling back. The bomb is dropped inside of the ladder area, and that was done on purpose by Zion. He didn't want to get out there. Karn takes him out, though. You can see PRB is stuck now in a 2-on-1. Forest is going to go inside and maybe try and get the flank here. And Karn is there in the middle to take PRB out. A nice little peek around. Not expecting it.
Can we go to the telestrator real quick? I wanted to show something really fast of what happened there in that round. We see a lot of action. That defensive spawns a large area, so what you have is they can spawn anywhere in here. And if they rush really fast, they can get out. So what happened is the guys for Fnatic got out here to the electrical box. And when the guys for the offense got out here, they were already waiting for them, able to take them out and have that crossfire. So great job using your spawns by the Fnatic team. So great job, and a save round here by MYM coming up.
Going to be a rush inside for MYM. You see PRB on your screen. Forrest gets 3 big frags. Karn finishes off. Nice, easy save for those guys. It was a rush for MYM. I think they just wanted to get that one over with. 7-4 is the score. Fnatic up on the CT side, but this is a CT-sided map. You would expect this.
Well, again, you spoke to it. 15 rounds on offense, 15 rounds in defense. I sound like a broken record, but a lot of people may not hear this or may not know it. You get 15 rounds on each side, then you switch. So now the first team to 16 is going to win this. We've got 3 more rounds left in this half. Again, if you're Fnatic, you're feeling very good on this side. You've already got 7. That means you need to get a few more here, and if you get to maybe, say, 11, all you need to do is get 5 in the second half. Forrest going nuts in the lower bomb site right now, and then Karn's going to say, well, I need a few frags, and nades him. And so now let's see what they can do here in this lower bomb site to stop this rush.
Right now it's a 3-on-2, so we still have a couple guys left alive for Fnatic. 2 for MYM, Meet Your Maker, Element being one of them. Remember, they won a 2-on-3 earlier in this map, but right now they're stuck inside, and it looks like they're going to split up. PRB is here just below the ladder. The ladder is right behind him and to the left, and Element does have the bomb. So MYM, if they play this right, could possibly get in here. It's going to be hard going outside, though, against these guys who are going to have a lot of places to hide.
Let's show an overhead real quick of how this round is developing really quick. You can see the 2 players moving around, 2 players there in the back. So Element and PRB have an opportunity here to get a plan if they can get in there. There it goes.
Let's see, and I think DSN's going to try and come up on Element here. So he's going to get the bomb down. He does indeed. Let's see what happens. Jumps over to fire there. Has a grenade out still. He's now under 5, but a nice shot from Archie will take him out, making it a 3-on-1. But all PRB has to do is to defend the bomb here. It is planted. The time is ticking. 35 seconds total for that. Makes it a 2-on-1. 10 pull. Drops him, and they will get the defuse here.
That's all about teamwork. Again, we said they can't see each other, so what the team has to do is tell each other where the guys are at. Fnatic, excellent job communicating right there, telling him that they were at the end of that, telling him that each other that he was at the end of the train there. They both able to lock in on him, and he had nowhere to go. He was totally pinned, so one of the guys could have gone after him, taken him out. The other guy could have gone and defused, so he really had to press the action there. That played into their hands. They were able to both fire at him, take him out, and defuse and win that round. Again, Fnatic going up 8-4 score. Some good teamwork here early on by this team. And again, this is a very defensive-favored map. So I expect Fnatic to play well in this half.
But if we could see maybe 2 more rounds for the terrorists here, the offensive side, MYM, I think that would put them in a pretty decent position in the second half, at least a winnable situation here. So we have a rush down the alley. Looks like outside there was one guy in the middle as well, but Forrest took care of that. Right now, Fnatic just going to work on these guys, mowing them down. There's just one left alive. I believe that is real, and he goes down. He had the bomb there, no chance. Just one member of Fnatic. The only one to go down there for the CTs, and another round, 9-4. I think in this position, MYM needs to win out to have a chance.
Exactly right. I agree. They need to win this last 2 rounds to give themselves a nice opportunity in the second half. But if you're Fnatic, try to get yourself another round here. Try to get to 10-5, maybe even 11-4, and you look absolutely smart in going into the second half. You'll be in a great position. You could just win 4 or 5 rounds, maybe as many as 6 if at most, and now you're in a position where you can just totally steamroll MYM going into their map.
Looks like MYM's going to work inside, but Forrest has just been stellar in there. Look at him just going to work, mowing him down with the help of DSN, that AWP in the back of the site. A nice, quick, easy round. I think that was a deep save. Yeah, he did. I mean, he was right there looking for the frag and the money. 10-4 is the score. We're heading into the last round here. Not looking so good right now for MYM on this first map.
Yeah, MYM taking an opportunity to save this round and try to go after it. Again, here's a replay of it. Nice little turns around the corner. He found 3 guys there. DSN's going to take that last one, but Forrest, he won't care. He got quite a bit this map already. He's got 19 frags, 19 and 6 for Forrest. Unbelievable play for him. MYM, again, saved this last round in order to get themselves an opportunity to buy this round, so it's going to be important for them to pick up this round and try to build some momentum going into the second half.
A little bit of a change here. DSN, you saw him spotted by MYM, was the only member of Fnatic inside, and he's going to pay for it. He gets picked. He had pushed up at that AWP and tried to get a pick, missed his shot. Now MYM is going to make their way into the site, but it looks like it could have been a fake here, some kind of diversion. The bomb right now is outside. You can see it here in the hands of Zion. He's going to make his way around. He's at the 5 train now. Picks the guy off in middle. What a shot, just coming around. He's going to get the plan outside. A nice little fake inside,
nice
but look
flank.
at Fnatic's retake of the bomb site.
Yeah, Karn came all the way around from the flank there and took out the planter as he was trying to plant. Forrest also doing some damage there as MYM tried to push on him. He took out a few of them. That was a mistake. They shouldn't have gone there. Should have held down that bomb site. Somebody should have been watching the flank for the planter. They weren't. Instead, they were pressing on Forrest. So, again, trying to push that middle Z-Hall there instead of helping out and defending the guy planting the bomb. Big mistake.
Karn over by the power box was there. Nice positioning by Karn. He's had a really good tournament so far. All these guys have. And it's going to be an 11-4 first half score. Going to be so difficult to come back on this map. We saw Fnatic play this thing so offensively yet the last 2 days. And they just are a powerhouse on offense, which is something that's doesn't happen too often.
Yeah, I really feel like in that first half we saw MYM press a lot more than they needed to. Example, that last round as they went aggressive there. Looking at the overhead again, we saw they really tried to press here into the middle as they came in. Oh, actually, let's go to the stats. That's a great opportunity here. See the first half stats here, thanks to Game Sense. Some good information right there. 20 and 6 for Forrest is absolutely dominating. A 120 DAR. Look at Karn, though. Amazing DAR there, 130. Again, every shot you do does damage to the opposing team. Our Game Sense statistics track that damage, so you can see damage doesn't always result in frags. You can spam through a wall, you can shoot somebody, it may not hurt, it may not actually frag them or kill them, but it does give you some damage on them, and we track that data for you. Some assist totals there as well are as important stat to keep track of as any assist. You do most of the damage, 50% of it, and your teammate picks up a frag, that's 1 assist for you. So good job with those statistics right there during the middle of the match. And we're going in as Forrest pushes into the bomb site here as Fnatic tries to get a plant.
We are on the T-pistol, the offensive pistol for Fnatic here. Looks like Element and Juvie there got a couple of frags, but now Fnatic is returning fire. The bomb is in there. It was dropped. They're going to pick it up. Karn has it, but you can see Forrest is really going on the hunt. He's heading towards the back, a place where a lot of the CTs like to hide. Bomb planted, so some money for those guys if they do lose this round. It's a 2-on-2. Karn inside up high.
There's a guy above him right here. Sorry, cut you off.
Here's Forrest. You see him coming up here. Comes from behind. He snuck around, gets the frag, makes it a 2-on-1. Juvie in a bad situation, and a beautiful USP shot from Forrest. Gets the guys. He's coming up the ladder. Nice shot.
Forrest has absolutely taken over this match. Him in the pink hat right there, that's Mr. Forrest, and he has just come to play is all I can say. 3 more frags in this opening pistol. That's 6 frags in the 2 pistol rounds in this match. That's absolutely clutch.
Well, he's carrying his team in the pistol rounds right now. And you can see the shot right here. Boom, gets the guy. That's one thing that was possibly could be the reason why Fnatic hadn't played so well on pistol rounds. I think maybe they heard what we were saying. They've won both of them so far in this map. Not something we've seen them consistently do throughout the tournament.
They need their big player to step up pistol rounds for them to win it, and he's done it in both of these. Coming to play in the big match situations is Forrest.
Yeah, we can see a nice shot there from down long, but he gets picked off there by USP. A Deagle frag, for MYM. Some digs, but only 1 frag there for MYM. Fnatic cleans up that save.
Yeah, so right now moving into this third round as the two teams setting up for what should be a gun round here. Again, actually, never mind. MYM is going to have to save here on the defensive side. Those expensive $3,200 Colts are going to not allow them to buy. Again, another save. Should see the next round be a gun round, and a lot of pressure on MYM to come back in this match. I think they need to do it a little bit of damage here, even if they don't win this half or map. They need to get a few rounds here to build for the next map, so they've got a lot of work ahead of them.
Oh, Element tries to sneak by Karn, but he doesn't. The Galil there in Karn's hands, just deadly with no armor there for those guys. So it looks like Fnatic is they are in solid control of the outside. MYM had a 4-man stack inside, looking for a rush, and Fnatic did a nice job of predicting that here. The bomb gets planted. Forrest and Archie, Tentpole, all adding frags there for those guys. So just another win. We're going to finally move into our first gun round of the second half. 3-0 the score here in that second half, and right now we're getting very, very close to game point.
I want to see more of an aggressive attack here on Fnatic. We saw them play offensive sides before. They were absolutely dominant. We saw them play their semifinal match against Pentagram, and they had 25 rounds on the two maps on the offensive side they won. So there was 30 rounds they played on offense. They won 25 of them, including a map on Train. So they were utterly dominant here on the offensive side. And you can tell they're on offense because at the top of the screen, they've got the red behind their name. That's the offensive side. The blue is behind MYM. They're on defense. So if you're quickly looking at the scoreboard trying to figure out who's on offense and who's on defense, that's available to you right there at the top of the screen.
Fnatic 14-4. They need just 2 more rounds to take this first map in the best-of-3 format here, but MYM is going to try and stay alive, getting the first 2 frags here, making it a 5-on-3. Looks like Fnatic's going to try and hit the outside again. Tentpole had the bomb. He goes down. Now Forrest is kind of trapped back there in the back. He knows there's a guy up top there. Going to try and frag him through. PRB gets another frag, and Forrest is the last one alive.
Oh.
He gets 2 frags, though, and he's going to make this interesting. It's now a 1-on-1. He has the bomb, and he's going to run back with it.
Can Forrest do it? He's only got 15 HP right now against Real. Real is still trying to figure out where he went. I would not have expected this if I was Real either. So Real is going to just have to hope he can outguess Forrest, and he might if he just stays right there. Forrest peeks out right now. It might be an interesting situation. Let's watch this develop.
Right, just 22 seconds left here in the round, so that is keep your eye on the timer.
Oh, I think he just walked right by him. They did. They walked right by him. He's right behind him there. Real's going to get him
right
there.
There it is, MYM. So they stay alive here in the round. A little bit poor there for Forrest. He missed the guy high, right in the open there. Right in the open in the corner, just near the ladder. So 3-1 to score here. But that was critical. They needed to win that round MYM did to still have a shot at winning this first map.
Yeah, nice job, and he had to step up there, and Real was able to pull that off. Again, he was right there underneath the train. He should have seen him. We saw him on that screen. We can't believe Forrest didn't see him. He's been playing so well. That surprised me he didn't see him on the screen, and a little bit of a mistake there from that top player in that 1v1.
Yeah, here we go. We can have a Fnatic 3-man rush outside through the alleyway with guns. It's a 1-1-3 split to the outside bomb site, and we got Zion just going to work. PRB adds with the Famous. Here's DSN on your main screen with 74 health. He does have the bomb there, so he's going to get that planted. Going to give them some money. Forrest is here on the top of the ladder chain, but he gets taken out by PRB. It's now a 1-on-1. Let's take a look at PRB. He has that FAMAS. You can see him here heading down the train. He's going to run into DSN real quick here, Trev, and this is another critical round for these guys.
Yeah, this is absolutely critical.
Oh, DSN gets him with a headshot.
DSN picking up that round, winning it for his team, and that really puts a bad money situation for MYM. They bought that one round and they won, but again, they lose the next round. Now, the Counter-Strike allows you to come back. You get $1,400 if you lose, but you also get more and more money as you lose more and more consecutive rounds. That way, the game helps you try to get back into it if you are losing. Well, the problem is they are not going to get that because they won that round. So, again, they lost 3, won 1, and now they've lost another. So that kind of clears that whole build-up for them, and now they're going to be forced to save here. But you know what? A nice deagle opening there for MYM as they start this off in their favor.
Yeah, but Fnatic needs just this round to win it. It's 15-5. We have the bomb dropped as the guy was trying to plant it inside, but here's Forrest. You can see him up top. Going to try and get some long-range frags here. He's out in the open. A nice pick there. Nice pick. I think that was Real who went down. You can see PRB and Juvie are still alive. Zion on the flank in a 3-on-2. Fnatic has just 2 guys left. They need to get that plant down. There's Zion from behind. He came from the ladder area. Forrest knows he's there, but he's got so many guys to worry about him that he's going to have no chance. Deagle down by PRD. That was a good Deagle save win there, but again, MyM trying to stay in this here.
The key right there is they got the guy as he was trying to plant the bomb. He went to plant the bomb. MyM pushed up, took him out, and nobody helping for Fnatic to cover him. Forrest was up top, wasn't able to get there, and a great job pushing up at the right time by the MyM defense, able to stop that plant, get themselves that round on a huge Deagle save. Maybe that'll turn momentum a little bit here, but again, still a long way left to go. Fnatic looks like they may be saving here in this situation. They are, as a couple of guys going here to the alley.
Yeah, it's going to be a 3-2 split, looks like, to the outside. So the guys in the middle are the ones that have the bomb, but a huge nade from Zion takes a bunch of them out, and they're going to clean him up. Karn, the only one who's managing to get a frag there. Element drops him with Colt Fire from the middle on the CT side. Another round win for MyM, but just a simple save there, and now we're going to see another gun round for Fnatic.
Yeah, again, Fnatic buying so many times in a row there, reached a point where they just didn't have enough after losing that Deagle save that MyM did against them, so they had to save there as well. So back-to-back save rounds, wins both by MyM, and they brought themselves back a little bit here. 15-7 overall, but still, again, like we said, only one more round Fnatic needs to win this.
Oh, man, Carton got dinked there as he tried to make his way in the site. A missed shot by Element. I mean, I wouldn't really call it maybe just a missed attempt at a frag there, and now Fnatic inside the lower bomb site. Again, Element not playing so well for his team. We talked about him being one of the key players. He has just 2 frags, 7 deaths this half. He needs to step up and play big for his team in this next map, because right now he's not doing it. You can see MyM is having a lot of trouble picking up rounds here in the second half.
Yeah, they are, and again, Fnatic starting to open it up here. Maybe they get a chance to pick this round up and finish off Train.
A 2-on-1 here. Real needs to win it. He gets the first guy. If he wins this round, no Tentpole is going to move Fnatic and give them the victory on this first map. We're going to move to the next one, which will be Mill. Some
early GGs there. That was still a close round. I'm surprised they were giving each other good games, even though it wasn't over. Forrest going to take a much-needed drink here as he did all the damage for his team in that first map. They're going to need more of the same from him in this next map if they hope to do well. Again, the second map here, it's going to be absolutely crucial for us to see any success for MyM if Element continues to play the way he does. Maybe we can go to the stats from the match real quick, get ourselves an opportunity to see how that actually played out and how the players played for each team. That would be great. Again, see as not as many fans, but again, there's a ton of people watching this match. They're just watching it over at the stage. So please go check that out. Dave Moto Geffen there, right in front. So waiting to get started here in the second map. That will be Mill. Again, talk a little bit about Mill.
Yeah, Mill is a map that was designed for competitive play. Now, initially, a lot of people gave Americans the advantage on Mill. It's very even. But we've seen really a change. A lot of European teams, they've gotten used to the format of it. And, we've seen it a lot more at these CPLs. They're starting to get used to it as the European teams, CPL qualifiers in other countries, they play the map there. And now it's so even that really a team can get confident. We've seen a lot of them pick it. And it's going to be, I think, a great, nice, even match. We give them, typically, the CT side has the advantage here. But,
it's so even, though.
It is so even that really the team that's on fire has the momentum is the one that I'm going to give the edge to every time.
I'm surprised MyM picked it here. Maybe they think the Fnatic's not as polished on it. It's such an even map that it's really hard to get a very good advantage on, to get a big advantage on. So I would think that it would be easier to play like a Nuke or something of that nature, maybe even Inferno or Dust 2, where you could build up a lead, you could come prepared on. Whereas Mill, it seems so even that it's hard to get a good feel for it. So let's go to Megan real quick. Why don't you lead us in there?
Megan's out there on the floor. She's been with us on the tournament floor the whole time. So we're going to go right to her and get a little bit of an update and see what she has to say. Megan?
All right, guys, that was a little anticlimactic match there. Both the teams are very, very quiet. It's not really seeming like a CPL Finals match back here. The only two exciting things that actually happened that round was that MyM came back after Fnatic won CT Pistol and won third round, and then they made a little run for it there at the end. But keep in mind that was Fnatic's map. Obviously, they dominated it there. Great play by Fnatic. MyM did choose Mill. That's the map that we're going to see next. But, I mean, it's pretty quiet. I really don't understand. There's people back here actually sleeping while these matches are going on. So if MyM really wants to come back and win this stuff, they need to be yelling, making some noise, because it is dead back here. So that's all I have for you guys. Back to the booth.
Bringing a dose of reality to it.
Sleeping, huh? Ouch. Man, I didn't think that match was that boring.
Watching Elements play, man, let's be honest, I would have taken a nap as well. Come on, he's got to step it up.
Bottom of the list. I mean, he's a bottom feeder right now.
Come on.
He needs to play better. I mean, Element, like we said before, Element is one of the few guys, in this particular match that has CPL tournament finals experience.
That's what I'm saying. There's no excuse. He should step up here. He should be playing well, and he's not. So they need to get more out of him. So go ahead, take it away real quick.
Well, I think we're having some issues getting into the map, but we're still waiting for these guys here. Maybe we can go to a bit of a break here in a minute or two, as we'll be bringing you the second map of the CPL Finals here, Fnatic and MyM. That's Meet Your Makers. It will be CPL Mill, and of course the tiebreaker is going to be Dust 2. So I'm Vince Oliverio here with Trevor Schmidt from GotFragTV, live coverage of the CPL Finals here in 2006, the winter event. We're going to go to a quick break. We'll be right back.
Right back into the match as the two have lived up and ready to go. And Fnatic, MyM, on Mill. Let's get right to it.
MyM's going to take the CT side. They did pick this map, but if Fnatic can win this, they're going right home. They could sweep it right here by taking this map.
So watching as Fnatic sets up, they're going to rush here to the bottom of the screen, the far left. Maybe we can show it on overhead where they're going right now. There we go. We're looking as they move themselves to the bottom of the storage area number 2. Storage area number 1. Storage area number 2 is at the top. So here they go, boosted up atop. Take us away.
Hey, 3 guys in the middle there for MyM, but DSN is the first one to get the frag. A nice little mid-air Glock shot to the face by the guy from Fnatic, but now MyM Element is there with Real. They're taking back control. I think we do have a successful plan in the site.
No, it's not gone down. They trapped him on the right side here from your screen. Real, and finally he got back over there. He was trapped on that right side and couldn't get over there. A mistake by Fnatic cost them a couple members, and now it looks like we're going to watch. You're going to fix it off, though.
Karn taking care of business right there with the USP that he picked up. A nice, solid play. Forced MyM into a 2-on-1. That's not the situation they wanted to be in on the CT side.
If we do have the telestrator, let's go to that real quick. We'll show what happened in that round. Again, the team coming up the middle here, and Fnatic came up the middle, right up the middle here into bomb site A. One guy coming in from the flank. They got a guy stuck over here on this side. He only could plant on this side of the map, though. So he had to jump across, and that kind of slowed down the attack there and really left the other team with an opportunity, but Fnatic able to close it off.
MyM is going to stack bomb site number 1. That's the site that we just saw the action. And here's Element with a nice little boost. That's the great thing about this map for the defense, Trev. You can boost guys onto boxes all over the place and put them in defensive positions that make it difficult for an offensive attack into the bomb site. Fnatic spread things out just a little bit here, but now 2 guys from Fnatic going to make their way up. Boris is there, gets 2 big ones. Real drops them. Karn is there with DSN, though, and a Deeg shot to the face. That one hurt my head, man.
You saw DSN turn right there. He's trying to get out of the action. He knew he was under fire, but his teammate came up and pinned him. You hear a lot of those complaints on servers, but there's an actual opportunity in the situation where real professional players blocking each other off. You don't see that very often, and Fnatic blocking his teammate off, and he dies there. 2 frags for MyM in that round, as right now we're watch as Real, the only one who's really stepped up so far, 4-2 score, for MyM, Karn 5-0. So 2-0 score for Fnatic as they move into the 3rd round. Again, another save expected here from MyM as they're not able to buy those expensive M4s.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see Fnatic take this half of the map just because they're such an offensive powerhouse. They've been such of one the entire tournament long that I've just been completely impressed. We haven't seen that in such a long time, that offensive It's kind of like a kick back to the days of Train with the old money system there. You used to see that all the time, controlling it. So right now, score 2-0. DSN starts things off over there. Some fire, 2 frags by him, and on the save, MYM still has a chance, but he's forced down to just 6 health. DSN just going to town there with that AK-47, not really giving PRB much of a chance to do anything here, Trev.
Yeah, so all that action happening right there in that lower ramp area. We call that the kitty ramp because there's a picture of a kitty cat or a cat on the wall there, and it rotates with a symbol of the Cyber Amateur League Cal's logo. So again, there it is right there on cue. My boys are right on top of it. So there's the Amateur League. Hope we get the quick rotation here to the picture of the cat. I'd love to see it again. There it is.
There it is. You can see the Angry Kitty there,
so
right
they
there.
called it the Angry Kitty ramp, and they're moving up Angry Kitty right now. And let's see.
This is going to be the first full gun round for both teams. Fnatic, of course, winning the last 3. MYM finally able to buy some Colts. Juvie's going to start things off over there. Looks like that was in the middle. Archie goes down, so the middle guy was over there with the bomb. DSN, they're trying to do a split of bomb site number 1, the A bomb site, and you can see MYM has that middle locked down. They love to play 3 guys over there.
Yeah, so pushing into this, it's a 3-on-3, excuse me, as it looks like Element is pushed into the bomb site area here. He is in the actual plant spot, and they're trying to boost on top of him. Let's see if they get him here. He's going to boost up. Can they get a shot? Element is waiting for it.
There he is on the ground. Element, big mistake here by Fnatic, though. Big mistake. They didn't get the bomb planted. It was over there, trapped on that ramp up there. DSN never able to get back into the site because of the coverage from the middle.
But if they get that boost and they get over there and they do take out Element, there's an opportunity for them to win that round. But Element was waiting for it. He was looking up for that boost, and he saw it coming. So great little play right there. We finally see some action from him, Element that is, and we're going to need him to start playing better for MYM if we're going to expect a close match here.
And MYM really needs to pick up rounds on this defensive side. I mean, Fnatic is just so good on both sides of the map. They have to do something here, and this is really, it's going to be so hard to do it for Fnatic.
How many rounds would you want if you were on defensive side?
If I was on the defensive side, I'd easily want 8 to 10, maybe even as many as 11 on this. I mean, that's going to be hard to get against a team like Fnatic, but 8 to 10 is where I'm going to put what you need to be heading into the second half on the offensive side with a nice, good chance of winning the match. So you can see MYM has started it off again. Fnatic already down to just 3 guys, and right now the bomb in the hands of Force. He's in the sewers here. It's now a 4-on-3. Juvie has a nice frag there in the middle, make it a 4-on-2. This is looking pretty good so far for MYM.
Yeah, right now in this situation, he's making a ton of noise, and they know he's down there. Normally what happens is you go into that sewer area. It's right below this entire map. You can't really see it, and you're getting a good shot of it right here. This sewer area, you can hear them from up above. So if you're up above, you can actually hear him down below. So all that noise he makes, it makes it easy to hear him and know he's there. But again, I don't think they actually paid attention. They didn't fear him. So I thought he was making too much noise, but they didn't actually hear him.
Well, what happened there was he shot the grate out, and you can, of course, hear that. The guys stacked right above him, turned around, and were able to get the frag. It's hard. You don't really have any aim when you're stuck on a ladder like that. So if a player's climbing up a ladder, you can't really successfully aim at a guy because the recoil goes all over the place. Right now, score 3-2, the offensive side with the advantage.
Yeah, so getting a shot there of Element and moving in as we also see the other tandem, Forest. So Element and Forest back to back, and watching as they rush up Angry Kitty here. Again, Fnatic on a save.
Yeah, a little bit of baiting there by Tentpole. The save round. Oh, nice aim there by Sion. Gets the guy jumping through the air. No armor for those guys on the save, though. Makes it nice and easy. They tie it 3-3 right now. So now we should see another buy for Fnatic. They just saved that last one. They should have AKs this round.
Yeah, and then again, like we said, Fnatic saving up, trying to win this round. So an important round. Fnatic putting a lot on this one, and MYM is going to need to answer back and start building up a lead here. This is their map. They need to step up and win this map. Fnatic has played extremely well. Their backs are against the wall as well. Fnatic wins another map. This entire tournament is over.
Yeah, so take a look at DSN. He has that AWP. He's on that ramp with a teammate. It looks like that's Forrest with him. Those guys love to play together, Forrest and DSN. Constantly, we saw them in the lower bomb side of Train before.
Very good teamwork, but again, Forrest getting blinded. He was up in the corner of that wall, and he got stopped. Nice counterattack here by MYM. That's something you have to do on this map.
Yeah, you have to, if you're the CTs, you need to push back. Oh, a nice shot by DSN. Man, he really came around, pulled the scope off and shot the guy nice and quick. Has changed the momentum of this round. It's now a 3-on-2. Was the odds were much worse. It was a 5-on-2 before that. But take a look at DSN. He's down to just 18 health here. Going to be hard to get in. If I were him, I'd save that big AWP.
That's probably what I would do as well. Element waiting. The bomb is down in control of MYM. They've surrounded it. They're holding on to it. Karn and DSN maybe trying to work their way in. They're going to need to do a lot of work here. I would wait and hope that MYM makes a mistake. Karn able to pick off Element, though, so he's starting to make some plays here. But Real and Juvenile both know, and time is ticking right there below Fnatic's name. You can see the time. 20 seconds left.
Yeah, and remember, it takes 4 seconds to plant the bomb, not to mention all the time you need to run up to the site. Their only chance here is to frag the last guy, I would say, with just 10 seconds left in the round, and they get him. That's a big mistake.
What a stupid play by Juvenile. I'm sorry, but you do not peek in that situation. There's only 4 seconds left. Where are you going? You know they're pushed up into that middle area. Why? What is the reasoning there? What is he thinking?
Well, what it is poor clock management right there. He wasn't watching the timer, peeks out, gets his face blown in half by a nice opping from DSN.
So, again, a couple of mistakes here leading to it, and MYM, they haven't been blown out. It's not like they're getting blown out of this game. They just simply have not been making enough plays, and they're making simple mistakes that are allowing Fnatic to take control of this game. 4-3 score for Fnatic.
Yeah, here we go. Another round here for these guys. Forrest just going to work with Archie. A nice attack here into the site for these guys. They're going to get a plant. And Element's going to go down, I believe. That will be the round. Again, 5-3 to score on the offense has the advantage here. Fnatic, they're such an offensive powerhouse. You can see their play getting into these bomb sites has really, knocked MYM off their momentum here.
Again, we talked about how important that Angry Kitty ramp is. We see a lot of action down there. So what happens is the defensive team needs to sense when an attack's coming, counter flash, and rush in there, the bottom of the screen there. They have to counterattack that area. They can't sit back and be passive, because if you allow Fnatic to creep their way up, they can use AWPs, they can use different weapons to allow themselves to sneak in there, and they can do a ton of damage. So it's very, very hard to hold that ramp if you don't work your way and counterattack it. Right now, MYM playing very passively, and I think that's been one of the reasons they've been so unsuccessful.
And you saw Element there had the FAMAS, which indicates some money troubles for MYM. When you lose rounds like that consecutively and, get one, lose one, get another one, lose one, that really hurts the money situation for the counter-terrorist side. The weapons are so expensive, you don't get that bonus.
Again, we're following DSN right here, and he's got Forrest next to him with the bomb in hand. Forrest going to take out one. Oh. DSN going to get another right there. 15 life as the two partner tandem work their way up Angry Kitty yet again and get a plant here for their team. Those two have absolutely been holding it down. 3-on-1
situation. Real is the last member alive. He was the last member alive before Archie barged up the middle with that AK-47 and guns him down. Really no chance for MYM. They're continuously put into man-down situations here with the bomb planted. That's not where you want to be if you're on the defensive side.
Where's the energy we saw yesterday? Where is it? Where is the energy we saw from all of these teams yesterday? Fnatic, they don't need it. They're being absolutely precision. But where is the energy for MYM? Where is the energy from Element? They don't even look like they're losing right now. They need to get into this game. They need to start pumping up their team. They need to start building some momentum here. They're not doing anything. Where is it?
Yeah,
we saw so much excitement yesterday. The actual tournament area was ablaze with people yelling and screaming. Today, we haven't seen anything out of these teams. Did somebody forget their coffee this morning?
I don't know, but that's what kind of Megan was talking about earlier. People falling asleep. Forrest, it looks like MYM going to be on the save here. Coming around, you can see Forrest just waiting for them to peek. Oh, what a Glock shot to the face. Man, that hurts. That hurt my head again. That's the second nice shot.
And that was in the air, too. You're not as accurate in the air, so jumping across. And we're going to go right to the action here as, again, Forrest in the pink hat here playing extremely well for his team. MYM playing amazing.
Look at Karn. He's 12-6 for his team, so he has the top score right now in the map. Karn playing very well for Fnatic. Forrest here on the main screen. You can see him in, the crosshairs there, looking to get a frag, but MYM over in the middle here. Nice shot by Forrest, making his way up the middle. It looks like the bomb is dropped over on the ramp. You can see it on Forrest's screen right there. Archie is going to return fire and get a couple of frags. Right now we're looking at a 3-on-3 even situation. Real taking Archie out over in the middle. Got him as he was trying to sneak back into storage area 1. A nice grenade by PRB is going to give MYM the big-time advantage on this map.
Again, like we talked about, they got to counterattack that. You've got to keep them down. See, they're not even letting them up. MYM is that round finally showing some life there on that side. DSN and Forrest before that have been absolutely crushing that ramp, that Angry Kitty ramp, and finally we see MYM take control of it. You've got to play over there. You've got to control that ramp, and if you don't, you can get absolutely flanked and taken apart in this map.
Now, how important are the smokes and the grenades and flashes on this map for an offensive side? I mean, you need to get into the site if you flash the guys in there, and how important are counter nades?
Yeah, when one team throws a flash, the other team has to slow down that rush, or you're going to be absolutely crushed. This is an example right here where they did not counter flash, and they got right in. Fnatic rushed right in. They got the flashes off. Fnatic, we never saw a single flash there from MYM. Perfect opportunity to show that, and Fnatic just rolled them.
I think maybe there was only one frag there for MYM. I think PRB was the only one who got a frag, and that was a gun round. I mean, that's just poor play. Poor play for those guys. They need to hold that. They need to lock that site down. They need to do whatever it takes. I don't care if it's spam before the guys rush up, grenades, anything right now to get back into this.
I hate to throw Element under the bus again, but he's 2-9. So if you combine his second half map of the first one and this, he's 4-16 right now.
Yeah, that's not. They need Element to step up. You saw him on the cam there. Just no emotion from that guy. Not at all. So take a look. 8-4 is the score. The timer is ticking. 1:15 left in the round. We're looking at a 2-on-2 situation here. And make that a 2-on-1 as Archie inside of storage area 1 comes around and gets the guy. Real, the last member alive here for MYM. Tentpole going to go grab the bomb, which was still sitting inside the terrorist spawn, the offensive spawn. You can see on the overhead here, they're going to move through storage area 1, and Real's going to make the smart choice and head into bomb site number 1, but he has just a USP on the save. That's going to be very difficult to take out two guys who have armor and weapons.
Yeah, watching here, Real pushing up, trying to take advantage of it, but they heard him running there, and they heard him come up, and there they took him out to win that round, make it 9-4 right now, as Fnatic is absolutely cruising. They know it. They can feel it. That 30 grand is starting to feel good in the back of their wallet.
Yeah, and right now, 9-6 is what the score needs to be for MYM if they're going to have a chance of coming back right now. MYM needs to win out the last two rounds. And it looks like they will have guns here. I'm taking a look at some of the players. They're going to spread out and put three guys, make that 4 between the middle and bomb site number 1. Archie's going to make his way up, running into some trouble there, and MIM's going to do a nice job of the grenades and the smoke there. Totally blind for that guy as he came up the ramp. But DSN took advantage of the stack on the other side by MYM and is going to get a nice easy plant inside the other site. Fnatic setting up here for the counterattack.
Yeah, look at Forrest keeping track of where his teammate is so they can make sure he protects him. That was smart little play. Nobody came, but that's the little type of thing that Forrest does. A great player, a great teammate.
Oh, man, look at that quick snap to the head. They're just going around and rolling kids, man.
They are, but a 2-on-1 right here. DSN all by himself. Both guys up in the site right now.
DSN, he's going to get the first one. Oh, look at that. The guy
both.
was on the bomb. He had the defuse. Remember, the bomb is ticking. So the guy tried to get on it. His teammate didn't do a good job. Guessed that he was behind the door. They were too far away when the initial bomb was planted, so they didn't know where he was hiding, and they didn't see him. So that enabled them to that enabled DSN to get the drop on both guys. And when you're stuck on that bomb defusing, it's so hard to get up because it takes a second for the gun to come back up before you can shoot.
10-4 score right now as we get to this last round of the second half, or the first half, excuse me, before we go to the second half. Again, I think MYM must win this round. It's already too big of a deficit in my opinion. 10-4 is a lot of rounds that they have to make up in the second half. Down by 6. They can't have this be 7. They've got to make this round to keep it at 5 rounds to get back to.
Yeah, 10-4 is if you're Fnatic right now, though, you're sitting so pretty. You're going to only, you win this round, and you get the pistol in the next half, and it's almost a lock that this match is in the bag for you. That 30 grand first place prize is looking pretty good for Fnatic right now. You can see them making their entrance up to Kitty here. That's Karn. Nice flash work there by those guys. Archie going to get in. But oh man, a nice headshot by Karn. They're going to get a nice easy plant. Karn barely took any damage in there. He saw a couple guys barely touched as he made his entry into that bomb site.
And Rio can't save his gun. He's got to go for this right now, but he's on a 3-on-1, so it's going to be very difficult to do so. It looks like another round for Fnatic as they continue to absolutely roll MyM. It just doesn't even feel like MyM woke up this morning, seriously.
Yeah, they're definitely not looking good at all. And there's Archie down long on the Angry Kitty. Picks him off, an 11-4 first half score for Fnatic. And I got to say, they are doing a great job of beating up on the other team's map. Like we said, that was going to be a key point here. They needed to win the map that they didn't pick. So, impressive play by Fnatic. I think they don't even want to take a break. They're ready to go. It's just at this point, let's get it over with.
Yeah, if I was in the situation of Fnatic, I would be readying up. I would be doing everything I possibly could to get this match going again. Do not give any momentum to MyM. Don't give them an opportunity to get back into this. Don't even let them think they have a chance, because right now they don't. You can just see it. They don't think they have a chance.
Yeah, no momentum here whatsoever. No emotion. We spoke to that before. Fnatic is just, and really Fnatic is a group of guys. I was watching them play earlier. They just take it easy. We are going to go live here, but they take it so easy when they're playing. They're calm. They don't jump up and down like Pentagram does all the time, and teams like Jack's Money Crew, those guys get so emotional, but Fnatic doesn't seem to be that. They're just nice, easy. They kind of remind me of Method. That's the way he plays as well.
Yeah, and that professional, very, almost assured mentality has worked for them so far in this tournament. It doesn't work for other teams, though. I think teams like you said, Jack's Money Crew, they have to play well. JMC has to have that huge momentum burst. A lot of players yelling and screaming to play really well. So just different styles, and it's working here for Fnatic.
Right now, Fnatic has they had a nice, interesting three-man stack on the Kitty. They've since fallen back. Force is there pushing, and it looks like Fnatic's going to push on the defensive side here. They get a ton of frags, man. Look at this. Fnatic playing the defensive side like it's offense. They trap the guys in storage area number 1, and they clean them all up right there. Nice pistol round win. This is not looking good whatsoever for the boys from MyM. Not at all.
Yep, so right now watching as they set up here for the next round, it should be a save here. MyM didn't even get close to the bomb site. They didn't even get close to planting it, so there's no way they have any money at all to get ready for this round.
Yeah, Element, just the look on his face. He's frustrated. I think he knows this one is over right now, 12-4.
I mean, at this point, I think he's not even taking anything seriously. So I don't know. I question it. We talked about it in the roundtable. I really thought they needed Oops on this team. He's such a great player. And look at Archie taking him down.
Man, that was a nice round by both those guys. Archie and Tentpole both had double frags there on the save. 2-0 the score. And, Fnatic continuing to march closer to the first place prize. All they need to do is get a couple more rounds, and that's it. They'll have a 2-0 sweep in the map here in the best of 3 during this match. 30 grand could be theirs in just a couple minutes, Trev.
Yeah, if they continue to play this way, that's for sure. It's going to take an epic comeback here from MyM. There's no sense that that's even possible at this point. And MyM still with Deagles and doesn't have enough money to buy here in this round, so they're going to have to save yet another one here, and that's going to make it probably 14-4.
Yeah, you can see Archie going to work. But here we go. Deegs up the Angry Kitty. PRB picks up 2 big ones. DSN on the rotation with his teammate. Force in the middle goes down. There's Element, but he didn't have time. He was stuck reloading that Deagle. Remember, there's only 7 bullets in that clip. You can see DSN going to work in the middle, picks up a couple more frags, and now there's just 1 member left alive for MyM. It's a 2-on-1 PRB. He does have the bomb, but here comes DSN. You can see him. He's coming from behind, and Fnatic Karn, you see, he has to plant the bomb to the left of the crosshairs there, and DSN gets him. The guy was on the other side and didn't ever have a chance to make it to the bomb plant spot. Right now, it's a 14-4 score, and I think this one, I'm going to go out here and say it's as good as done, Trev.
It is. It's basically winding down. We've had a great CPL. Please don't take conclusions from this. We had an amazing 3D complexity match. We had an amazing couple of other matches in this tournament, and I had a blast casting. This has been one of the best CPLs so far in record, but at the same time, we're not getting that kind of a match here in the final, and it's disappointing to see.
But you know what, though, with that group of death, as we've been referring it to, it's so hard to live up to that kind of a match. I mean, matches in a row even. We had 3 or 4 good ones just in that one group. You can see MyM coming back here. They had the bye. and you can see Fnatic returning fire. So right now we got 2-on-2, and Zion's going to come up big. Karn's still alive, a CT win. It's now 15-4, tie point. MYM needs to win out, and right now they had to buy whatever they could. This is not a good situation. I think this one is over right here after this round.
Yeah, buying for each other right now. I think a few M4s on the ground in the Fnatic bases. They've swapped weapons. So those guys getting ready, fully loaded here. MYM, though, buying AKs, getting ready to try to take this round out. But, again, this is going to be interesting.
Yeah, Karn here, you can see the little bit of pre-fire trying to hit anybody who may be in the storage area too. We haven't seen MYM go to that side of the map like barely at all. They've worked totally the bomb site A side, and I think Fnatic has responded by planting 3 to 4 guys over there. DSN is going to push through on the halls according to the overhead. Now MYM making their way up to Kitty Ramp. Karn is over there though. Grenades flying, you can see on Forest screen. DSN is there. Tentpole, good games being exchanged by Element as Fnatic rolls through MYM here, and that is going to be it. Fnatic, your new CPL 2006 winter champions in a 2-0 sweep of Meet Your Makers, and that's going to be it. They're going to go home with 30 grand, Trevor.
Players hugging each other. I'd hug Forrest, too. He was absolutely dominant through this match. He just crushed people right and left. He was just unbelievable. Winning 2 straight maps here. They won not only their map, they won the other team's map. They played extremely well. It looked like MYM never even woke up to play this match.
I mean, they still look asleep. I hate to say it. I mean, you know, these are some of the best players in the world, too. I mean, you know, the fact that they made it this far is a testament to their skill level. We're not trying to downplay their talent. It's just Fnatic has looked so good this tournament. They've just been rolling through everybody.
I really think the star player for MYM is Oops, and I'm just unfortunate that he wasn't here for this match. I really felt like he would have helped this team out even more. They could have had an opportunity to play, and the way Element played, I would have liked to have seen Oops play for Element instead. I think he would have been a much better addition to this team, a lot better player, and they maybe would have put a little bit more into this match.
Yeah, just disappointing. But hey, Trev, you got to give me credit, man. I called it from the very beginning of this tournament, Fnatic all the way through.
We both were on the Fnatic bandwagon, and after seeing them play in the group play, they were the only team that I felt like was absolutely dominating, crushing this. And it reminds me of the ES World Cup a couple of years ago when Complexity won the group of death, then came on and won the tournament. That's exactly what Fnatic's done. They won the tough group, and it put them in a position to win the entire tournament. Something to keep an eye on in the future in group play. Whenever the team wins that tough group, they seem like a very clear favorite to win the tournament.
Yeah, after playing so many tough matches, how can you dispute that they're going to be the champion? I don't think anyone out there can say that they don't deserve this win after the way they came into this tournament and steamrolled over everybody, beating teams on maps that they picked and, you know, sweeping them on the map that they chose for each one of them. Solid play by Fnatic. They really got what they needed from Forrest and guys like Karn who backed them up. Just solid work by Fnatic is going to really give them a deserving first place win here at the CPL Winter 2006 Championships. I'm really impressed.
So maybe we get a chance here to check out the statistics from that second map there. We'll also get a chance to go talk to Megan in the field, give us a recap of what happened. There are those stats. And we're Element 2-17, 1 assist, 36.3 DAR. I'm sorry, but that's just horrid. DSN stepping up big for his team, 28 and 8, 3 assists. He had over 100 DAR for the entire match. That's very impressive. That's good work right there from DSN, the AWPer. Forrest right behind him, playing pretty solid as well. The entire team for Fnatic, pretty well played. Pretty good play from them. PRB, can I get some help? Can I get some help? All alone, 18 and 16, simply nobody there to help him out, and he simply needed some help.
Look at this, Trev. I mean, on the MYM side, you have 2 players who had, you know, frags below double digits, and that's after the whole match. I mean,
yeah, that's 2 halves.
That's terrible.
Yeah, that's just unbelievable. Let's go right to Megan. She's on the floor, ready to go. Why don't you take it to her?
Hey, Megan's been out there, and we're going to give her a chance. One last check-in with her. She's done a great job. So, Megan, take us away.
I was just hearing the Fnatic guys talking about how it was finally nice to actually win something after being in the finals so much in all these major tournaments. But it was actually interesting. I was talking to the manager right before, and he was telling me this is only their 4th time this year to play this map. And he was stressed to the point that it's really only 3 because they played RS on it. That didn't count. But other than that, I mean, these guys really blew out MyM on their own map, 16-4. They told me that just to prepare for this tournament, they were just relaxing, drinking in the jacuzzi. So they just kind of went with the fact that if they relaxed, they could probably take this tournament pretty well. He said that last time they tried to anti-strat a team MIBR at ESWC finals, and it didn't really work out or pay off for them. So as you can see, it kind of works to just relax and do your own thing. And Fnatic has finally won a tournament. So back to you guys.
It's definitely the story. Fnatic stepping up, winning themselves a big tournament here. They won CPL Singapore, but most people wouldn't count that. It wasn't a lot of teams there that of merit. But again, they came out, won this tournament big time. So great job.
They beat all the top teams. I mean, or what we have previously considered some of the top teams. I mean, we had Complexity, 3D, Zex. They beat all those teams in that. Not to mention the guys in early group play that they beat up on. So solid play by Fnatic. Like I said, you just can't dispute this win for those guys.
No, they were the best team this last 5 days. There's no doubt in my mind. No one's going to argue this. They are the best team after this event, and I think they're the best team in the world leading into the little bit of an off season here for the Counter-Strike scene. One thing to note, though, for anyone who's trying to keep track of what's next. What's next? January 1st, a lot of contracts come up for players throughout the world. Players in the United States, players in Europe. A lot of players have potential contracts available and coming up on January 1st. So we're going to have a big January 1st, in my opinion. The month of January is going to be very interesting as teams try to figure out who they're going to have on their roster next season.
All right, so what we're going to do here is go to a quick break. We have Archie, who's going to be interviewed, coming up next here, live on GotFragTV with our live coverage of the CPL Winter 2006 Championships here in Dallas, Texas at the Hyatt Regency. So stay tuned. Archie interview up next. We'll be right back.
Hey, welcome back to the CPL World Championships here in Dallas, Texas. I'm here with Archie, the winner of the CS event. Absolutely amazing play. Before we get into this interview, we're going to show you the replays. If you got any comments about them, let me know, and we're just going to talk about them. We're going to show them here. So right to the plays of the game. Great job, Fnatic beating MyM. Here we go, right here. Forrest taken out, hit right there, and they can take out the guy defusing the bomb, and then we're going to go right to DSN here, picking up a couple big frags.
Nice off there by Harley.
Yeah, he played extremely well for you guys.
Oh yeah, he had an incredible off, and both Forrest and DSN clutched so many rounds for us.
Especially on train, they played huge. Talk about Forrest here as he's taking out this guy right here with the grenade.
It's a key move from Forrest over there.
Yeah, they had a couple of great plays on Nuke. Both those guys going to work. Talk a little bit about them real quick. DSN and Forrest, they played huge on Nuke, on train, and then on the kiddie ramp, they were the ones attacking constantly.
Oh yeah. Well,
go ahead.
Well, Forrest and DSN is really huge players. They always make good games.
Yeah.
Always come out top. I don't really know what to say. They picked all the frags.
Do you guys set up strategies for those guys? I mean, is that the key? I mean, do you really recognize that, Forrest may be one of your top players, try to put him in a position to succeed for you?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. We put our strats. We have our players in the positions that they like, and obviously, like pistol rounds and stuff, we try to give Harley and Forrest USP since they're obviously the best players with USP and stuff.
Do you guys? What did you think of the match? I mean, obviously, the guys from MyM didn't give you as much of a challenge as you thought. What did you think of their play, and what did you think of the whole map itself?
I'm a bit surprised, actually. I didn't think we played our A game, and yet we came out on top quite easily. So I think we still got a lot of potential and put more force into it.
There's a lot of talk about you guys and the fact that you didn't get to go to WCG, you didn't get to go to WSVG. You guys were in China for a lot of that time. They went to CPL Singapore and WSVG China and weren't able to get yourself into the top spots to get a qualifier there. Do you think that because you missed those tournaments, people may be a little under respect for you guys, a little underrated coming into this event?
Yeah, they probably did, but we took that as a sign that we should stop practicing. We've been away all this summer with different events, so we just said we're going to stay home for a while and practice, stay focused for the big events.
You said about practice, you guys said you spent 4 weeks on land. That's a long time. How did that all work out?
It was great. We found an apartment in Gothenburg where we all moved in together for a whole month right now before WSBG finals.
And who's the real prankster on the team? Who's the one making all the jokes while you guys were there?
D-Sense the prankster.
Any joke? Anything happened you can tell me about?
Well, you wake up with sandwiches in your bed and stuff like that.
Oh, what a bad man. So what are you going to do with your money? You won 30 grand here at this tournament. Did it fairly easily. What are you going to do with your share of that winnings?
I don't know, actually. Gonna buy my family good Christmas gifts.
Oh, you better. That's for sure. After that, they're going to expect it. You guys have a lot of, there's a lot of talk going in. January 1st, a lot of people's contracts are up. A lot of things happening. A lot of issues about maybe, somebody trying to steal you guys away. You guys just played amazing. Do you think that this team can stick together in 2007?
Yeah, absolutely. Temple's a bit unsure what he will do since he's been traveling a lot and also practicing a lot, and he feels that it's taking too much of his personal life. So we're gonna try and have him in a team for a while longer. Gonna try and stay home for a bit and make him motivated again.
Would there be an opportunity to bring in a sixth then, maybe, if it doesn't work out with him? Is that what you guys would try to do?
Yeah, if it doesn't work out with Temple, we're gonna try and find a new fifth.
So again, looking at maybe hopefully keep this whole lineup together moving into 2007, and I look forward to seeing you guys play. You guys have played absolutely amazing. Any last comments about the match? Anything you guys want to say? I mean, anything?
I just want to thank my team for playing amazingly and letting me be with them this whole year. I love my team.
Any shout-outs to any sponsors while you're at chance?
Oh, yeah, I'd like to thank Intel, NVIDIA, Razer, Everglide, all sponsors for making all this trip this summer possible and all this year. Thank you.
So, again, Fnatic beating MyM, capture themselves 30 grand. The CPL Winter Champions, dethroning SK, who was back-to-back champions. So great job to you guys. It still stays in Sweden, though, but the title is now Fnatic's.
The CPL 2006 Winter Championship Finals from Dallas, Texas are presented by AMD. Own the game. Choose AMD. And by the ATI Radeon X1950 from AMD. Also brought to you by BenQ. Enjoyment matters. Choose BenQ. Pizza Hut, bringing exceptional pizza deals to gamers. Razer, for gamers, by gamers. Coverage brought to you by GotFrag.com, your daily dose of esports.